Hey everyone, welcome back here to my channel where I play Planet Zoo. My name is Nissa and we finally have the tropical pack here. And with that, of course, the Fusa. Welcome also to Tzula Zoo. And this is gonna be our tropical zoo for the moment. I will try not to make it too big because when I play around with foliage, sometimes my computer don't like it when I add too much, and probably in the zoo I will. So if you want to see how I built this habitat or simply just learn a little more about the Fusa, which is a kind of very interesting animal, then please keep watching. And right out of the bat, I just want to apologize since this video clearly goes up a little late. That is primarily because I wasn't one of the lucky ones who got the DLC early. I bought it myself with my own money earlier today, so I needed time to do all of this. But I still think I made a really awesome habitat, to be honest. And that is honestly the most important part. It's never about if other people thinks what you like or what you make is good. It is more about what you think about it. I just want to say this because I do get contacted mainly on my Steam, but also other places, people asking about these kinds of things. And it seems like most people think that they are not allowed to show their work because it isn't good enough. However, if you think it's good, then show it, and I promise you, other people will think it's good. Not everyone will think it's good. That will never happen. That doesn't matter what you do, whatever what it is. All people around the world will not consider the same thing beautiful. But if you want to show your work, put it out there, make a YouTube channel. You can also just, if you want to share on Steam, there is a quite good community in there and people are extremely nice about it. So yeah, I both use Steam to see my friends' builds, but also just to go in and get some inspiration. And especially here with the new DLC, it is interesting to see what people are going, or which direction people are going with it. Anyway, about the Fusa, I will mention some things I have talked about earlier because I did make these pre-videos before the DLC came out for the animals in the DLC. So I have made these shorter videos, but you will also get some new informations. The habitat is very much what I thought they would have. I know they do not live in caves, but I really like the way I could work this cave into the habitat, and it is my plan to have this kind of mountainous size around the zoo. So therefore I just wanted this so I can continue it in a way, and it's also a really easy way to make the actual barrier really well hidden. I of course wanted to give them all the foliage in the world, but I tried to keep it in areas so we still have this open view of the cave and actually can see them run around and climb and all these things, since we only have one male, one female, and then the offspring, of course. So I think at a very maximum you can have 8 in the habitat at the same time. The Fusa is in the suborder Felifamilia, which again, Feli is kind of feline adjacent. But the Felifamilia is not a family, it is a suborder, which, like some species have subfamilies, then this is just a suborder instead. Felifamilia is the suborder that is with all of the cats, but they also have other animals in there, like the mongoose, both, again, we have different kinds of cats, both big cats, small cats, and so on. But mongoose, meerkat, and a lot of other animals, to be honest. So it is closer related to a cat than a dog, of course, but it isn't that close. Looking at the family, we are going to the Eupleridae, I think it's pronounced. And it's a family with only 10 species. It includes, of course, the Fossa, and also mongooses, wolves, wansiras, and civet, and other mongoose-like animals. I think that's the easiest way to pronounce it. But what is really important here is that normally when we look at family, we would, for instance, look at the pantheras, the big cats, and that would be big cats from around the world, including the lion, the jaguar, and the leopards, for instance. For the Fusa, these animals are very different, but they are alike in a different ways. To be included in this specifically family, you have to be native and only native to Madagascar. And that's what binds these animals. They have been secluded for the entire world for generations and generations, and therefore most animals from Madagascar actually come from the same gene bank millions of generations ago, which is really interesting, and this really shows off evolutions in a really specific way. This is probably also why the Fusa, even though I think most people would describe it cat-like, it does have a lot of features, especially facial features, where it looks more like a mongoose, even a lemur. The eyes is a little bit like the eye. A little bit the shape of them, and again you can just take different features from this beautiful animal and more compare them to again Madagascan local animals than you normally would do with cats or any other animal around the world. However, I do believe that the Fusa did win the genetical lottery over these millions of years of evolutions, since they are the apex predator. Of course, there are humans there, but if we look only in the animal kingdom, go away from the humans for a second, they are the biggest carnivore on Madagascar, and that makes them extremely lucky and thriving in this specific manner. However, if they ever arrived at mainland Africa, the story would be something completely different, and they probably wouldn't survive that long. Even a lot of the animals that predators in Africa do eat are too big for the Fusa to hunt, and the smaller animals that the Fusa actually could hunt may be taken from them by, again, bigger predators. So again, they are extremely lucky the way they have evolved from where they live, but that's pretty much the only place in the world where they would have this apex predator position. I have already mentioned Madagascar a few times here, but I just want to clarify if someone don't know. It is a little beetle island southeast of Africa. It's not a little island. You can actually see it on most maps, but it are really secluded. Though there is some small island groups around Madagascar that have some of the same animal life. But most of these animals we normally just creditor to Madagascar. So there's something there to go around. They are, of course, living in the tropical climate zones. All Madagascan animals are, pretty sure. But there is a few different elevations on Madagascar, for instance, mountains, where some animals do, some do not. The Fusa do live in the mountains, but they also stay closer to the ground, in a forest or a rainforest. So therefore, I thought this sideway of a mountain would be perfect for them to live on the side of. And then I thought I would try to make it this very foresty feel. I think it's difficult in Planet Zoo with the lack of colorful plants to make it more like rainforest, but I do think I managed to give them this forest at least. The Fusa is a solitary creature, and they do prefer to be alone the most of the time. Therefore, they have these larger territories, which can be up to around 4 square kilometers, which is quite a few football fields, to be honest. Um, they also have this anal scent glands like we see with a lot of other animals, so they can mark their territory to keep other Fusas away. The Fusa is considered catamoural, which is this kind of thing we do see with a lot of domesticated cats also, where they are awake both through the day and the night, but they will have these spikes of activity around early morning and late evening, depending on when the suns get up and down, and they can also take a nap through the entire day, but still be awake most of the day. Like these smaller naps instead of one night or day of sleep that like we prefer, for instance. They are also arboreal, which means that they spend all or most of their time in the trees. They are built for the trees. They aren't really climbers in the same manner as lemurs or monkeys would be, where they climb with their hands. But they are built in this really agile way where both their claws can help them actually climb really, really vertically up of trees. But they can also, because they have this very agile build and slender body, and don't weigh that much either, they can basically run from tree to tree, jumping from branch to branch, and therefore they don't really have a reason to go on the ground besides to drink, for instance, unless they can find water in the trees, which could, for instance, be a bigger plant or a hollow tree. Animals that don't need to touch the ground won't do it. And that's basically because not that they just love climbing, but that they are normally much more vulnerable on the ground. One of the most dangerous animals around the world on the ground is humans, and we need to be really specific if we want to hunt something high up in the trees. But on the ground, it's really easy for us either to hunt animal or to accidentally hurt them. The Fusa also have a quite unique mating system. The female will, during September to October, choose a good nice tree where she will basically sit in. And here she can just sit and wait while the males will arrive underneath the tree. Yes, here they will actually need to be on the ground, but they will go under the tree and make a fighting arena. Here they will fight with each other to get the win and thereby being able to mate with the female. Though not only the winner will get to mate, since she will mate over a week or more with multiple of these males. However, if you lose really quickly, you still have a chance, since all of these females start mating over a few months. So if you lose the fight early, you still have a chance to find another female and fight over there instead. But she will basically just see them fight, and the winners will mate with her. Not the winner, but the winners. And this mating season normally will end up with her having 2 to 4 cubs. I will just mention before I go to the cinematics that they are currently listed as vulnerable. A part of that is because the numbers are really, really difficult to actually find. They are assumed to have a number between 2,635 and 8,626. So we don't really know how many there are, and if we had a specific number, maybe they would move to endangered, or maybe they would move to near threatened. But according to the IUCN Red List at this point, they are listed as vulnerable. Okay, guys, it seems like that's all I got for you today. Yeah, unless this video first goes up tomorrow. Anyway, we'll see. We'll see. I really hope you enjoyed it though. And as always, guys, you know the drill. Like, subscribe, and turn on the bell notification so you know the next time I upload a video. I really hope to see you again, either in the comments below or in the next video. Bye, guys.